Okay, so today's video is very spontaneous and I don't actually know that what to do, but I have few things in mind. I'll first explain you those things and later we will see what can we make by learning those things. So I have this timeline and obviously the settings are like this. Let's do one thing. I'll just delete this timeline and let's create a timeline, new timeline. And check project settings, go to format, and here instead of 24 let's select 60 and hit create. Now you have this timeline. Take this fusion composition, drag it to the timeline, click on this so that this is expanded, click on fusion composition, click on this fusion page, and you will be directed to this page. Right click on toolbar and click on default if yours is not set on default. Now let's add a background node, let's add a merge node, and let's see how can we make a simple rectangle follow a path. Okay, let's do that. Sounds pretty simple, right? And it is indeed if you follow the tutorial also carefully and use a little bit of your own mind. Come to this background, click on the color. I'll make it something like this. Yeah, this is a nice yellow color. This is its hex code. You can copy it. I'll click OK. Now I'll take this merge and drag it to the viewer so that I can see this merge node. Now as you can see, we have this bright yellow color looking very good. Let's make a mask. Click on this background node, right click on the viewer. As you know that we can do many things on the viewer. Right click on this node, effect mask, and select these masks. We'll select rectangle because we just need a rectangle, and you see that it automatically made a rectangle mask where we clicked on the viewer, but we don't want that. So come to this center, type 0.5, again 0.5, and you will be having this rectangle placed or positioned in the center of your viewport. Again, you can do many things in the viewport. You can come here and change its height. If you just put your cursor and wait for a second or two, you will see that we have this kind of writing which says rectangle 1 height. Same here, this is rectangle 1 width, and these little 4 edgy corners, you can see what these say. Actually, you can change the width and height both simultaneously with these. So let me make something like this. That is looking really great. Let's add this to our background node which we just created. So take the output of this merge node and connect it to the foreground of this merge node. Very simple. I'll drag this media out to the viewer, and we have this kind of our viewport, and let's make it a little bit more smaller to maybe something like this. I think that this is looking good, and to like you have something like this if your viewport is zoomed in. So the shortcut is hit on your viewer first and then hit Ctrl F. Your view will be fitted to the screen. Now how to animate this single cube. You can animate it by many ways. As you know, I have explained those in my other videos also, but the best way, which I think personally, is let's take this rectangle and background, and after this background type shift plus spacebar to get this select tool pop up, and here you can type XF to get this transform node. Now you can animate using this transform node. Let's go to the center. Now obviously we want to animate it on a path, so for that you can use modifiers. Go to the center, right click here, choose path. Now you can see some things are changed. First of all, we have this modifiers panel enabled. You have this path over here, you have many options, and this viewport also changed to something that we have seen before, like to the settings which we used to see in mask nodes. So let me just bring my cube here go to this pen tool, and you can even type Shift C. I'll click on this, click a pen, and let's make something. So I'll click here, then here again, and I'll make something like this, some hilly sort of thing, which you want to call it. Let's hit Shift A to select all these points, and then Shift S to make them Bezier curves. Now you can click Shift I to get your cursor back, and now you can modify these a bit if you want to. You can adjust these manually, or you can do other things. But what I think is that mine is already looking good, so I don't need to change anything. I'll just bring this one here, just increase this, and I think that it is looking really good. You can even decrease or you can go to modifier and increase or decrease the size of this path, change its X, Y or Z rotation. You can go to displacement, and obviously to move this on the full path you have to change its displacement, and you can even change its position. I'll say it to 0.5 again. So let's do one thing. Let's go to the 0 frame and click on this keyframe to disable it. Yeah guys, disable it because it's pinned and you don't want that. Let's make it 0 and make a keyframe. Let's go to frame number, maybe because it's a 60 fps clip, so let's go to somewhere around 80 and choose its adjustment to 1. Hit Ctrl S to save, and for temporarily take this yellow bar and close it to 85. Now if I'll play, you have an animation which looks something like this. Right click over here, uncheck high quality and uncheck motion blur for now. Okay, so it is looking something like this. I mean, we have some sort of animation. It's good or bad, it's another thing, but we got our animation. The first thing which I see is I need to change this a bit. So I'll do this, and same way here. Let's reduce it a bit and increase here. You can do these changes also in your screen. Okay, it's up to you, and make it like this. And the same way I'll take this and modify it something like this, something like this, and you can hold Shift also to lock it on some axis. Okay, now if I'll play, so it will have a movement like this. Okay, it's fine. The first thing which you notice is it's not rotating properly. Like, it should rotate like this, and when it's here it should rotate like this. So like, it should rotate wherever it's heading. For that we have an option, and what's that? Go to angle, right click, choose connect to path 1, and you have two options, because obviously you have animated two options. First is displacement, and second is not animated option, but it comes automatically with the visual, because what this setting basically does is wherever your object is heading, it will take that axis and mold it. I mean, I am not sure that I'm explaining it in a good way, but you can just select this option if you want to auto orient your clip. So I'll click on this merge node or media out, and you can see now it's rotating also. Yeah, that is looking good. Let's do one thing. Let's increase its let's come to this transform. Let's increase its keyframe to maybe 100, because 80 is seeming a little bit not good. I'll go to 80 and disable that. Now if I'll play, so it will look something like this. Now it's good, right? Yeah, it's looking good. Okay, first thing first, it's non-destructible obviously, because you're in the visual. You can do many things. You can change its corner radius and make it ellipse. Make it an ellipse. It will look something like this. And you can even go to this merge, apply motion blur if you want to. Right click, check motion blur. Let's see what we have here. Also check this motion blur here. Yeah, now it's working. Now the motion blur is taking place. Okay, so we will check that later, don't worry. So we have something like this. Let's do one more thing. After this merge, let's add a glow. Glow is just love, man. Glow just adds this super glowiness to everything. And after this glow, add a soft glow also. In the soft glow, increase the glow size to 15 and decrease its blend to something like 0.25 or something like that. Go to 0 frame. Let's see what it's looking like. It's looking like sun. We don't want that, so let's go to our background. Let's change its color to something darker, maybe something like this orangish kind of ball. This is looking good. Okay, so we have something like this, right? You can do more things, like after this transform, add a duplicate node. Nothing will happen obviously, but if we change its time offset to 1.5, you will see there is something behind this ball. So you will have something like this. Maybe choose -3, go back and see. Yeah, it's looking nice. Go to gain, change its color to green, maybe change its color to red. Let's see what do we have here. Wow, looking good. This is the very basic of the basic of the basic of motion blur, you can say, right? You can blend these, obviously. You can increase the number to maybe 8. Then plate. I'll do one thing. I'll remove this and go to on jitter, and in here the jitter value, let's play with size a bit. Okay, I'll not play with size or angle because it kind of cuts your image. I don't know why it's like that. I'm not quite sure till now what this does basically. Let's change its color to something like this. Let's see what it does. So you have kind of animation, some kind of I don't know what do we want to call it. Again, you can blend, do much stuff. You can do many things. Right click here. Let's go to first frame. Let's see, with motion blur it should look really great. And yes, it is actually looking really great. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's make some sort of, let's delete this duplicate. Go to this rectangle. Let's make some sort of snake kind of thing. Let's make it more small. Make it like this. Let's attach 2 eyes. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Make it black or gray, I'm not sure. Let's take an ellipse, add another ellipse. First, let's see this background. Reduce it to, delete this ellipse 1, ellipse 2, and make it something like this. Let's copy this. Sorry, I accidentally cut it. Copy this, paste it on it again, change its position somewhere like this. Put it onto this. Let's add another merge after this background. Sorry, I'm really bad at arranging things. Okay, and if you will do this, it will automatically make a merge node onto your pipeline. And in this merge, okay, so we got to change some things. So come to this ellipse and delete it again and reduce its size to something like this, maybe something very low. Yeah, that is looking great. Control copy, control paste, move its position horizontally. Oh, it's not copied. Control C to copy, control V to paste. Again connect it to this and move it on x-axis, vertical axis, sorry, not x-axis. Not x-axis. You want to choose vertical axis. You can even change the background color later. It totally doesn't make any difference. Again, as DaVinci Resolve Fusion, what else do you expect? In Fusion, things are like this. That's why I like nodes. I think it's too fast, maybe. Or maybe I am the only one who thinks it's fast. I'm not quite sure. Let's disable this glow for a moment. Or what we can do is we can add these glow nodes, control X to cut that, and add these nodes after the background node, control V to paste. Let's hold shift and again add this here, hold shift, add it here. Now it will remain under the eyes. Now we have something like this, right? Now to add its body, what we can do basically is, after this ellipse and background, add a transform node. No, after this soft glow, add transform, because we don't want eyes in it. Sorry, not transform, duplicate, man. What am I doing? Sorry guys. Here let's select maybe six copies and minus 1.5, 1 minus 3.5, well, I don't know what's happening. It should work. Let's do one thing. Let's take this duplicate, remove it for a moment. After this soft glow, let's add a merge, and after this merge, let's add a duplicate node. Maybe then it will work. I don't know what I have done wrong. It should work. Okay, now I understand. It's not working because of this transform node. So for that, what we can do is we can it's something tricky. So let's disable the eyes for a moment. Let's just focus on body. So after this transform, we can obviously add duplicate, right? And here let's type 6 copies minus 3, and you can see that it's there. Go to size, decrease it a bit, but its pivot point should be changed. Its pivot is not good at all. If I'll change its size, see, that's the problem. We don't want that. We want its pivot to connect to part 1 position. Now if I'll decrease the size, maybe now it will work. It's still not working. Well, why is that? Let's go to jitter. No, jitter will not work. So what we can do is, and if I'll do this blending thing, it will happen like this. But I don't know why this is not working. It should work. It should not pivot it around 0.5 and 0.5. What did I do now? But if I'll choose this, this is something really not good at all. Let's choose 0.5. This sizing thing is not working at all. So I'll not reduce it. Obviously, what else can I do? But this is not a good way. It should just follow the leader. Nothing else. Okay, what if I'll change its center position to path 1 position? Then it will... Okay. So that is something which you don't want to do. You learn from a mistake. So this is what we have right now. And I think that it is looking really good. You can even change its width and height. Select this, go to last, put the slash and type 2. Select this, go to last, slash and 2. Now you will have something like this, and come to this duplicate. Instead of -3, check -2 or -1.5. I think it should work now. In my opinion, yeah, it is working. Well, that's great thing. And what else can we do? We can reduce this green to have this kind of color effect, right? And now if we enable the motion blur in it, it's gonna look really nice. Use material. We can even use material in this duplicate mode. Wow. Sample. We will see, and you can blend the whole duplicate thing here. Let's go to the 0 frame. Let's play. It will obviously play a little bit slower than the usual playback, but you can see that the motion blur is working and it's looking really nice. So I'll just disable it for the moment. And like this, the same way, you can add many, like seriously guys, many things, or many motion trails, or whatever you just want to call it. So this is pretty basic motion trail effect which you can create. I'm really serious. I was not prepared for it. I just created it somehow. Let's do one thing. Let's take this background. Let's just play this animation quietly in this first frame so that you can see that you created something. Take this background, put it in the second viewer, and here let's select maybe, no, fast noise will not work. Let's select an ellipse first, make it a little smaller, change its color to something like blue. Or maybe what we can do is, let's just do one thing, let's just connect it. Okay, I'm actually quite confused what to do and what to not. I have so many effects and so many things in my mind, but I'm thinking that it will be too much for you guys, or maybe someone beginner. When I was a beginner, the people who explained many things in this one video, I was confused and I didn't even remember effects that he or she used in any of the clip. But I mean, I don't want to be that. I just simply want to produce a good quality content for you guys. So if we connect it on this merge node that we created, it will look something like this. And if I just made it smaller to maybe something like this blending is happening, guys, because of the duplicate node that we have. It's all because of that. Once we will have the motion blur, man, it's gonna look so good. You can see already it is looking awesome. I'll just do one thing. I'll increase of 6, increase it to, instead of 6 I'll increase it to 12. Maybe let's decrease its position to -1, and you will have a smooth motion trail which is following a path which you created for it. So I mean, you can see kind of possibilities which is possible in Fusion. Okay, in case there is some beginner who is thinking whether should I learn this software or not, you should of course learn it. Of course, I'll not change size. It will just make your life so good. But we'll not do that. We'll just keep it as it is. And what you can even do is, after this background, you can add a transform node by clicking XF. And I'll do one thing. I'll go to this duplicate, disable the motion blur for now, and maybe put it somewhere like here. Now I'll play. Oh, wait, what is happening? Okay, so the transform is not following. This is also an issue, right? So we can do one thing. Center, right click, connect to path 1, position, but in modifiers. Actually, this one happened. There's a problem. Whoa, what is happening? Why it's moving like that? I'm not understanding. By the way, whatever is happening, the effect which is coming is looking really nice. I just love motion trails. And just add one more glow node and motion blur. Man, you just bought me. I'll pay for it. I can watch this so many times. Now this was something which was very basic. In the next video, we'll try to do something practical and effective. So this was the basics of how you can transform any object on a path with the transform node and nothing else. And you can auto orient it, like you can change its rotation automatically, which will, you don't need to do anything. You just need to do 2 clicks to automatically orient it to the path which you created. So that is really cool, and the possibilities with that, it's just amazing. We will see all the possibilities in upcoming videos. Okay, so I hope that this was it. I don't know how much time that this video has taken. Oh man, it's already an half an hour. I mean, that's why I just go into flow. And still I was thinking that this is nothing, let's make something good and show the people the possibilities. But yeah, you can create, like, you can do so much with this. You can just simply select all of this, Control C to copy, and click anywhere here, Control V to paste. After this merge, or maybe we don't even need this merge. Delete it. After duplicate, type xf, add transform, and connect it to this merge node over here. Now you have the same effect, but go to this transform, rotate it to 180, and you will have this kind of effect. So you can just play with it. Okay, you'll have this kind of an effect. So it's totally up to you how you deal with things. And see, it's changed. You can even change the color, you can do so many things. So guys, this was pretty much it for this video, and I hope that you kinda liked it. If you did, so please like this video, subscribe to the channel, would be very mesmerizing. And I have scheduled many particle videos in this month also and another month also, so you're gonna see some really amazing particle videos also. And this was pretty much it. Thank you so much. See you. Bye bye. And yeah, by the way, one last thing, if you want any of the template or any of the project file which I have created in any of the DaVinci Resolve video, I'll not produce a template for this. Obviously it's very basic, but of any other video, you can just click down below on the link which is provided in description. You will be directed to a website, and if you want to support, then please guys, buy that template. It will support me as well as this channel and help me produce my own production company, or there are some things which will help. And yeah, help artists guys. Artist life is not easy. Well, whatever. So you can get those. It will be very helpful for you guys as well. You can use those templates in any of your video, and I'm gonna bring some motion templates too, but I'll just keep all that secret to me and keep creating this amazing content. So yeah, see you, be creative, bye bye.